In the last 3 weeks, I've lost 15 pounds. So that's just over a stone, which is a lot of weight to lose. What's up people, Scott Moore, and this is a follow-up video to the one I released about a week ago where I mentioned that I was going to be trying out a liquid diet. Now, for those of you that missed that video, I'll do a quick recap. I was basically diagnosed with ulcerative colitis about 9 months ago, and since then I've been on steroids 3 times and I've always seemed to just creep back into a flare. So my IBD specialist is currently considering putting me on a stronger form of medication, but that's been going on for about over a month now and I haven't really heard anything about it. So I've just finished my 3rd lot of steroids. I was on them for 2 weeks, and during those 2 weeks I made a lot of changes to my nutrition as well, and after the 2 weeks my symptoms were still present, and if anything they'd gotten worse. So with no steroids and no new medication, I decided to try and rest and heal my gut as much as I could myself. So I started researching and I finished this book that promotes a liquid diet, and that's basically what I've been doing for the last week. Now, I just wanted to let you know the things that I consumed and how they've affected me. Now, I obviously need to mention that everybody with this disease is completely different. So the things that I consumed throughout this week aren't necessarily the things that you would consume if you wanted to try out a liquid diet. But I just wanted to let you know what my experience was. So day 1 and 2, bear in mind my symptoms were fairly bad already at this point because I'd been in a flare for about 2 months. I completely cut out all solid foods and just started drinking shakes. Now, I was having 2 shakes a day. In these shakes, I was putting kefir, natural yogurt, blueberries, bananas, honey, coconut oil, and raw eggs. And this is what I had for the first 2 days. Now, day 3, my symptoms were slightly improving, nothing too crazy, but I had definitely noticed changes, and that's probably down to the fact that my stomach just wasn't having to work quite as hard because it hadn't been needing to break down or digest any solid foods. Now, on day 3, again, I had my 2 standard shakes a day, but this time in the evening I had carrot, pea, and sweet potato soup with a small amount of bread with butter. Day 4, again, consistent with day 3, I had my 2 shakes a day, and this time though, in the evening, I had an omelette with cheese. Day 5, again, I had my 2 shakes a day, but this time I added peanut butter to them. And in the evening, I had some soup again with a small amount of bread and butter. Now, throughout day 5, my symptoms were fairly bad again, and they seemed to have just come out of nowhere. So I kind of pinned that down to either the peanut butter that I put in my shakes that day or the cheese that I had on my omelette the night before. Now, I assumed it wouldn't have been the actual omelette itself because I'd been already having egg in my shakes. Now, day 6, luckily my symptoms seemed to have cleared up a little bit again, and I went back to my 2 shakes, but this time with no peanut butter. And because my symptoms were okay that day, I thought I'd try myself a small meal. So this was the first meal that I'd eaten in 6 days, and it tasted amazing. It was steak, a small amount of rice, and a small amount of peas. Now, day 7, and this was what I was hoping would be the last day of this liquid diet. I had one of my shakes in the morning. In the afternoon, I had an omelette, but this time with no cheese, as I think that could be what aggravated my symptoms a little bit a few days before. So omelette with no cheese, and then again in the evening, I had the meal that I thought I was safe with, which was steak, rice, and peas. And throughout day 7, my symptoms were the best they've been in about 2 months. I had practically no symptoms at all, and yeah, I was chuffed to bits with it. So now I'm obviously on day 8, and my plan going on from here is to basically start introducing foods again, more foods, more meals, and just trying to get my calories back up, because in the last 3 weeks I've lost 15 pounds, so that's just over a stone, which is a lot of weight to lose. But I feel like I had to do this, just start from scratch again, let my stomach try and heal itself a little bit. And now I'm just planning on slowly introducing foods one by one and keeping a very close eye on my symptoms and seeing how I react to the types of food that I'm eating. And yeah, hopefully I can start putting on some weight again and start training again, which I'll also be making videos about. I will mention that throughout the week I was just doing the liquid diet. I was eating sauerkraut as well, which is full of loads of good bacteria, which is one of the main things that I've been focusing on the last couple of weeks, is trying to get lots of good bacteria back into my gut. So yeah, I'll be back with another video soon, and hopefully I'll be a little bit bigger. So peace out.